Spin Condition, Episode 8. Seth Levitt, OJ McDuffie, and the legendary Savak. Gentlemen, I'm back in the shoebox. I'm looking and digging, and I'm in the 1980s. We're going 1982 tops, of course. What else are you going to get in 1982? But not just any tops card. We're going tops Football Brothers. So there was this subset within this 528 massive card set, 1982 tops, which is a pretty cool set. And there's a subset called Football Brothers. And we're going to talk about the Football Brothers, but 1982, just so everybody understands, the big deal in 1982 was that tops, for like the first time in, I don't know, probably 13, 14 years, whatever it might be. I think it was 68, 69. They got a license finally to stop using that airbrushed crap that they had for years prior, and they could actually use team marks. So if you go get a regular player card, they all would have the helmet. You know, they would have the team helmet, a little graphic of the team helmet. They could have logos. If you saw a picture of a player in uniform, it didn't look like some Bobo uniform that they got, right? You know, at the, they weren't ordering anything off a website in 1982, right. But you know what I'm talking about. It was about that look that was like Dolphin-like. So now they could actually do this. Of course, I tell you all that, and none of that is necessarily, it doesn't really matter with the Football Brothers card, but the Football Brothers subset, cards number 263 to 270, featured 8 different sets of brothers who were playing in the National Football League. We're going to focus on, shocker, the brothers that matter to us, and that's the Bruise Brothers, Lyle and Glenn Blackwood, 2 of OJ McDuffie's favorites.
Yes.
And this is the magical card, the Football Brothers card, Lyle and Glenn. There they are, the Bruise Brothers, and we're going to talk about them in just a second. Can you guys guess who any of the other Football Brothers might have been in that 8-card subset?
Oof.
Gosh, yeah, no, I wouldn't even know where to begin.
I have no chance, because, I mean, it's pretty easy knowing about Lyle and Glenn because they were Dolphins, and, of course, you know, they were really important when it came to that Dolphin defense. So, I mean, those guys were, like, probably the most famous duo that were brothers in the league. So, I mean, I have no shot at anybody else, man. No shot.
Well, one of them, Juice, you know of the one brother, and you really know the other brother because I believe he used to play in your golf tournament all the time. So, do you remember in your golf tournament, his brother went by the name of Sweetness, aka Walter Payton.
Walter Payton.
Right?
Eddie Payton.
Eddie Payton, that's right. Wow. So Eddie and Walter Payton were Football Brothers.
Yes.
Then you had Monte and Terry Jackson. I don't know a whole lot about either of those two guys.
Who were they?
Pete and Stan Brock. John and Charlie Hanna. We know John Hanna, certainly, right. You know, right? It's legend. Chris and Matt Barr.
Oh, I know them.
Right? The Barr brothers.
They're Penn Staters. Both of them kicked at Penn State.
There it is. I was ready for I buried the lead there on that one, Savant. I buried the lead with that one. So we had those guys. Then this one is a really cool one. It's Dewey and Leroy Selman. So I learned something in prepping for this. Dewey, and everyone knows Leroy Selman. These guys in the Hall of Fame, 1976, #1 overall draft pick by the expansion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Wow. But in the second round, they drafted his brother, Dewey Selman. So they drafted not only 2 football brothers on the same team, but they drafted the guys in the same draft, which is an interesting dynamic in and of itself.
Yeah, that's wild right there.
Right?
For sure.
And then you had Archie and Ray Griffin. Archie Griffin, certainly a legend. These are some Ohio Staters, and they played together in Cincinnati. And then, of course, Lyle and Glenn Blackwood. So you had 8 Football Brothers, and 3 of those sets of brothers actually were playing on the same team in 1982.
That's
it's pretty nuts.
There. That's really wild right there, man. And what an honor, like, first of all, just to get to the league with your brother, no matter where you're playing at, man. Then be on the same squad at the same time with your brother. I mean, it makes it a lot easier on the parents, on the family. Right. You know, when you got to get all these tickets, you know, you can actually like, yo, bro, you got half, I got half, you know, compared to, you know, guys like myself who had to foot the bill for all the tickets for everybody that, you know, came down, man. So that's really, really cool, man. And, you know, the league is a lonely place, Big Seth. There's nothing better than to have the kids you grew up with, you know, in the same house with, being there to help you along the way, man. So that's really, really cool, man. But, you know, me, unfortunately, not unfortunately, I guess. I'm an only child. So, you know, I was happy that I was the spoiled little brat that my
I was
mom
gonna say it had
always
its own
called
set
me.
of benefits,
Yeah,
didn't it?
for sure. For sure. For sure.
And Savak, you've got a brother,
2 brothers.
right? How many
Yeah.
brothers? 2 brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Where do you fall in the football Savak brother household?
I am number 3 of 3.
Ah, you're the baby.
Yep.
Spoiled ass.
I don't know about that. It's the same situation, you know, same thing as being an only child. It's got its pros and cons, you know.
Sure.
Very true.
But I was very
true.
close. I was a year and a half. I'm a year and a half younger than the middle brother. So it's possible if we had gone that we might have gotten drafted the same
If
time.
you guys were football brothers and well, it wouldn't have been in the 80s.
No,
Juice.
no,
These
no,
guys
no.
would have been in the 2000s.
Yeah.
It would have been in the 2000s.
You'd
Yeah,
be
But
making
this
that
was
big money right now, Big Seth. You'd be making that big money right now.
Very
man.
true. Very true. Well, this was 1982. There was some really cool rookie cards in this set, including, you know, Lawrence Taylor, right? Legend, Ronnie Lott, Anthony Munoz, 3 Hall of Famers there. The rookie cards are in this set. But in addition to being on the Football Brothers card, Glenn Blackwood's rookie card is also in this set. So, which is interesting because he was drafted in 79. But as we've seen on Fin Condition previously, sometimes these rookie cards aren't coming out till a couple years later.
Right.
So that's when we got Glenn.
You gotta be
And
worth
Lyle,
of something. You gotta be worth of something, rookie, to get a rookie card back then.
You
know
have
what
to
I
be
mean?
like a star
Right.
rookie. Right. Yeah.
So they go back.
Yeah,
no doubt.
just because you're a rookie don't mean you get a card player. That's we don't do that.
Let them know, Juice. Let them know whether my card looks crappy or not.
How to dig that?
I got one, dude.
Yeah, you got to work for it. You got to work to get that rookie card.
That's right. Yeah. So Glenn was drafted by the Dolphins in 1979, 8th round draft choice. Man, the Dolphins had some great late round draft choices back in the day. And then his older brother, Lyle, who's actually, I think, 5 or 6 years older than him, he joined the Dolphins in 1981. And the 2 of those guys, as you mentioned earlier, Juice, they became key members of the Killer Bees defense.
Right.
And what a great defense that was in the 80s. Went to a couple of Super Bowls, and just as we've gotten to know these guys, a lot of really great guys. But the card is cool because it's the 2-up. You know, you didn't see a lot of this stuff in football. You saw it in baseball, but to have the 2 shots and to highlight the fact that these guys were both playing, you know, in the league at the same time, and in our case, playing on the same team at the same time was really cool. And the reverse of the card, all the cards in that 82 set had kind of this mustard color. I don't know how they chose that mustard. Maybe they think it's like a gold and a blue. And in fairness, this card's a little bit old, so maybe it popped.
Maybe yeah.
Might have popped a little bit more.
A little bit on you, or maybe it's sponsored by French's. You know what I mean?
It could be sponsored by French's. You know, but again, it might have. But in those 30-cent packs that you could get back in the day, if you walked into your local convenience store and bought a pack of cards for 30 cents, you imagine you walk in and you're pulling at your mom's shirt and you're saying, Mom, I want a pack of football cards. She says, boy, I ain't spending 30 cents on that.
You know how far 30 cents went back then, Big Seth? That man, you know how much you can get for 30 cents back in the day?
Yeah. Well,
let me tell you this. Let me tell you a quick story about 30 cents, man.
Let me tell you about 30 cents.
I took
That's the
a
most
dollar.
old man you've ever said, Juice.
Yeah, right? I took $1 from my grandmother, right? Unbeknownst to her, took $1 from my grandmother, right?
Unbeknownst to her, okay.
I went to the store. I bought so much stuff, Big Seth. I bought so much stuff at this store and came back, and I gave her 75-cent change back. That's what I'm talking about, Big Seth. I still got in trouble. I still got my butt whooped. But at least I brought back the change.
Yeah,
I brought back the change,
dog. He didn't even spend 30 cents. He spent 25 cents and came back with
25 cents. It was
that's a great point.
But I still got in a lot of trouble and got my butt whooped, man. But that's how far that little bit amount of money.
That's pretty good. Well, clearly you didn't buy a wax pack of 1982. Yeah, and you could have got a stick of gum in there as well. That's when they had those pink rectangular sticks of gum with the little white powder ruining the top card. Fortunately, on my Lyle and Glenn Blackwood Football Brothers card, which is not in the best of condition, but it is in fin condition. It's it's a little off center, some soft corners, but there are no gum stains on either side, front or the back.
Beautiful.
And they just have little factoids on each guy. And then something else you'll notice in the 82 tops is they've got on the back of them, the number of the card is in this little graphic of a helmet that's on the back there. So that's it's kind of a neat little deal. I know it's Yep. So 264, number 264 out of 528, right smack dab in the middle there is the Football Brothers card. So really cool card. And, the Bruise Brothers were cool cats.
Yeah, man. And you talked about a little bit earlier, Big Seth, about how much I like these guys, man. But when we had Glenn on our podcast, man, he was just outstanding, bro. Just hearing some of the stories, back in the day stories, man. It's always fun to see these cards when we've had these guys in the tank. We all know that I was not a Dolphin fan until 93. So to see these guys back then and have them on our podcast and see that card, man, that's really, really special, man, especially when you get to know the guys personally. It's just pretty cool.
No doubt about it. Savak, were you about to say something?
Yeah, see, it's just that name in particular. I'm glad that Juice just brought up the fish tank, because the name that pops into my head is that particular episode with Chip Namias, that quickly became one of my favorite episodes.
Namias, he got on me for messing up his name.
Oh, yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one.
So I messed it up too. Sorry, Chip.
I probably messed it up again too. I think Chris Berman would call him Chip Vietnamius. So maybe Namias. Maybe that's what it was.
Like that.
But you were saying,
if you get a Bermanism, you've done something, man.
You've done something right. Yeah.
Right.
Either way, he told an incredible story about his first production meeting, and he's going through the whole thing, and he was still hung up on that fact, and I can hear it clear as day.
Young man, nobody here cares about the Blackwood brothers. Move it along.
Well, we do. We do, Mr. Cosell. Yeah. That's right. We care about the Blackwood brothers, and there might be 8 Football Brothers sets in the subset from 1982 tops, but the only one we give a damn about is the Glenn and Lyle Blackwood card, or Lyle and Glenn, I guess, if we're going to go with the older brother first. It's a really cool card number 264. If you don't have it, it's a great one to have. I saw it. So Dolphin NYC caught on to Fin Condition, and Igor posted a really cool photo of his shelf, because I think he's trying to win. He's trying to win the Air Slops card, which we're going to draw here. I've been threatening. We're going to draw a winner here. And I saw on his shelf, he also had this Football Brothers, Lyle and Glenn Blackwood, on the shelf. So Great card, Igor. Love that it's proudly displayed on your shelf. If you've got one at home, we want to see it. So tweet us a picture of it, or if you've got something else of Glenn and Lyle, or maybe you have that Glenn Blackwood rookie from the same set, card number 127. We'd love to see it. And make sure you let us know what you've got over there. Don't be embarrassed if you don't think that it's in perfect condition, because clearly it's in fin condition.